This is what animals we have cloned and why. There are different reasons why scientists are playing with genetics and cloning certain types of animals, as I will explain for below. Dolly, the goat, was cloned in 1996 from the cells of a naturally born 6-year-old goat, using the same method that was used first in the treatment of infertility in humans. Dolly took 277 attempts to create. As shocking as it was for scientists to create a clone, Dolly was fertile. She also produced 4 lambs naturally. A sheep was cloned to determine if the breeding stock could be mutated to prevent certain disease in sheep and produce better products for human usage. And then Copycat. Copycat was cloned in 2001 from a tabby cat named Rainbow. In 2006, Copycat gave birth to 3 kittens naturally. Dogs were originally the agenda, but scientists had very little success. The reason for the cloning was to try and replace beloved pets that had passed away. The scientists at the University of Texas came to realize that they could not clone the personalities and the behavior that people wanted and was looking for in their past pets. Idaho Jim. Idaho Jim was created by taking an egg from a horse and adding DNA from the skin cells of a mule fetus. This was then placed in a mare to carry to term. The reason for the weird mix-up is because they were unsuccessful in cloning a horse or a mule, so they just decided to combine the two in 2003. The reason for cloning an animal of equine was to try and better the gene pool that people spend so much money on to try and get the best racehorse. Ombretta. Ombretta was cloned to save the mouflon species from the brink of extinction. The lifespan for the cloned mouflon was approximately 5 years. The clone was done by taking cells from one sheep and placing it in a surrogate sheep until it was carried to a full term. Noto and Kega. These calves were cloned as an attempt to increase the quality of milk and meat instead of having to choose between the two. The calves were born 40 days early and were a little smaller than average, but the scientists were unsure if that was due to the cloning or if it was because they were premature. In conclusion, scientists have been cloning animals for decades now, and for many different reasons. Dolly was cloned to determine if the breeding stock of sheep could be mutated to prevent certain disease and produce better products for human usage. Copycat was cloned to try and replicate the pets of those who had already passed away. Idaho Jim was cloned in hopes of being able to play with the gene pool in horses used for racing. Ombretta was cloned to save the mouflon species from extinction. Noto and Kega was cloned in an attempt to create a cow that supplies the best quantity and quality of milk and meat. All of these animals were cloned to further research and better satisfy the human population or to save a complete species from extinction. And that is what animals we have cloned and why.